future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Plus This. Hi, welcome back to Plus This. I'm Kathy Deach.
And I am Eva Tingley. Guys, we are totally in different seats right now. Is it throwing you off?
Is it totally wackadoo?
Like, I'm like behind this lady earlier than normal.
And we're really close to each other.
We are. We can
look our hands are in each other's shots.
And we're not looking at each other. We're just looking at you.
We're looking at you.
Which is really weird. But it's we're going to handle it.
Let's look at each other. And when we talk to each other, it'll be like this, guys.
Yeah, it'll be like this. When we're actually looking at each other, it'll be like this. Is that weird?
Is that okay for you guys?
Is that okay?
Tell me. I'm going to try. Facebook app has been crashing, so I'm sorry.
Kathy needs a new phone.
I can't get into
Mama
it.
needs a new phone.
Can
always.
we have a GoFundMe for a new phone?
Seriously, Kathy's the person who's like, I need a new phone. Let me get the oldest one they make.
I do. I'm like, what's the oldest new phone I can get?
I'm like, can you get the actual new phone, though?
The newest phone? Never. I'm not fancy.
You need to be.
No.
Get out of your, lack mentality.
Ew. She is reading me because I have said those things to her before.
She has.
That's actually what's happening. Amazing guest.
We do.
I've been a fan of hers for at least 4 years when my sister came to visit and we went to Disneyland for the first time together.
Oh, fun.
And we saw her in a show there and we'll talk more about it.
We sure
But Jennifer Kumiyama is here.
I butcher that.
I was totally afraid. She's sitting in, but we're gonna act like she's not here for the first segment.
She's not here yet.
She's not here yet. Wait.
Just wait.
If you hear
maybe she's already here.
If you hear a phantom giggle.
No, wait. I think she was already introduced. She's here, but she's not on the show quite yet. Guys, we have had the most craziest week.
I know. It's hard being busy.
We have been really busy.
But really fun, too.
Gosh, we did have some. We had first of all, we had the craziest day yesterday.
All in one day.
All in one day. We were like, we're just powering through. I was like, Kathy, are you going to be there at 8?
It's so true. She was texting me. And I honestly didn't even hear it. I woke up to your text that I think you had sent 10 minutes before at 7:48. I woke up where we were supposed to be at the Plus Bus at 8 o'clock. Now, guys, it's LA, so I'm just going to explain to you. Couldn't get there in 10 minutes.
Nope.
Especially with drool and kimono on. No. We came home from the photo shoot and I stripped down.
Yeah, we had an amazing photo shoot with Leslie Bone Photography, and just even looking at some of the pictures, I wanted to cry because they are so
bananas. She's so gifted. If you need photos, go to her.
If you need photos, honestly, Leslie is.
And she's downtown, so we found these really cool outdoor locations.
Yeah, we did all outdoor shoots. We've never done that before. All of our have been indoor, so it's been really.
Yeah, it was fun. But we were hoofing it in our heels.
I mean, we were hoofing it in our heels, and it was HOT hot because it is summertime.
Summertime. Yes, my favorite Philly song.
And we got kicked off by some security guards of some locations. They were like, you cannot shoot here, but outside of this gate, which looks exactly the same,
it's a park.
You can actually shoot there. We were like, okay,
whatever. We just chased out.
We did some shoots in the middle of the street.
That
had
exciting.
People catcall us.
Yeah, we're like, go girls! We were very matchy.
Oh, we were.
So that's why I think people were like, oh,
no, we got a honk. We got a
like a tractor trailer. That was fun.
Like a truck.
No, it was a tractor trailer.
I don't think that's a tractor trailer.
It was a trailer.
Like a 18-wheeler.
Is that not a tractor trailer?
No, a tractor trailer is not that.
We're Googling it.
We're looking at Kumi to validate. But it's really not happening
about this anymore.
No, but it was really fun.
So then we hustled to the Plus Bus and had a live sale.
Which, did you miss it? Because if you did, you missed out on some amazing clothes.
But there are some things you can still get via Facebook. If you go to our Facebook page, which you might be on now watching, and look right underneath this, we reposted it this morning. You can go back and watch it and see what's available and buy.
You can DM them on Facebook and tell them that you want it. But I will tell you that we may or may not have a Facebook Live sale of our own on our own page. Would you guys come to that?
Would you watch it? Listen, you just have to like go on the Facebook page from your bed.
Because I know that Amory, you want some of our clothes. Specifically, you do. And I know that you do because you have said so. So I'm fully expecting you to buy clothes.
And it's even though it's shipping, it's only one-time shipping. So you
and
can
it's only
get $7.
$7. You can get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you get a bunch of stuff for $7.
You can get the cherry velvet dresses that we wore all season 1.
Yeah, which are really fun and beautiful.
They are beautiful.
And good for
And I will tell you that someone bought that Melissa Massey jumpsuit and I was having like seller's remorse today. I was like,
we get really attached to things.
Oh, I'm not going to ever wear that again.
I know, but
clothes are hard.
Clothes are hard because I love them.
I do love them too.
I love what you're wearing right now.
I know I'm wearing. Okay, we're gonna do like after this post, we're gonna do like a who wore it better.
No,
Kathy
we're not.
Or Eva.
No, we're not. Eva says she wants to do that.
Why?
I don't want to do that because compare and despair. We did a whole show about not comparing and despairing.
I'm just saying.
I'm not doing it. I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. I'm not playing Us Weekly games with you. I'm telling the audience. I'm not looking at her right now.
She's no
I will not play
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you with my mic, my mouth on the mic. I'm looking at you.
It looks brilliant on you.
It's
I'm
really
so
cute.
glad.
I mean, it's real tittleish.
It is. It was on me too.
Yeah.
It is.
But, sometimes you got to be a tittleish.
I think you do.
Yeah.
So,
wait, you guys. It's my nephew's birthday. It's MJ's birthday. He's 7. He's 7 today.
Happy birthday
I know.
to you.
I'm not going to sing. I'm terrible. Kathy Deach should sing.
You. Happy birthday,
Whoa.
MJ.
There was like a nice echo on that.
Happy birthday to you,
Oh,
MJ. You're
MJ.
7. Hip hip hooray.
Oh my gosh, MJ, you just had
birthday.
Broadway's Kathy Deach sing happy birthday to you.
Oh dear.
One day you will understand that.
When you look back at this in 20 years and you visit old Aunt
Kathy
in
and
the
Eva.
home, in the home. I'm gonna be at home. I've decided.
You are?
I only got 20
No, my
years left.
sister and I are gonna live together, and we're going to like have some hot young guy
Like a pool
come
guy.
up and like bathe us.
Yeah, like a pool bathing guy.
Yeah.
Makes
That's what
sense.
we're, and he has to come in and say, you. That's like a family inside joke. He has to do that.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
It is. He's going to come upstairs and he's going to bathe us.
Speaking of dying, no. So there was a list. I don't know why.
Wait, not that. Oh yeah, this. Yeah.
So there was a list that a viewer sent in. That was a CBS National News post.
National News Post.
Yes.
Just like mainstream national news.
And it basically is like ranking the states from fattest to thinnest because that's new.
Right. And they're kind of saying like which is the fittest and which is the fattest.
Well, yeah, but really what they're saying is these are where the fat people live and these are where they don't live.
And actually what I thought was interesting was that like if you look at where the fatter people live, they were in like poorer poorer states.
Yeah. Well, food deserts are real.
Yeah.
And sometimes the only thing that people can get is really food that is terrible for you.
Right, absolutely.
So, but they sent it because it had in all of the states that were fitter had like thin people working out, and like right on the other side, state 26 where the fat people were, it's like literally like the worst angle photos of people at hot dog stands.
Like, let me get a hot dog because this is how I eat.
Exactly.
Just the worst.
Yeah.
If you're listening, I made a really weird double chin face.
Yeah, it was trolly. And you always wear, when it's hot out, God forbid you wear a pair of shorts and like show your body. So
I mean,
let's take a
and of
picture
course,
of someone doing
the
that.
only option is that I'm like stuffing my face with like nasty food. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't possibly be showing me eating a salad, which I would probably want to eat.
Yeah.
But I can't get
or
it.
Even places like people eat barbecue, like thin people eat barbecue in places like Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was one of the states that like had something really terrible. Anyway, it just is. I just can't believe
and,
a
like,
news program is doing this. And like, why is that your filler? There is so much wrong in this country
Yes,
that we could be covering,
that we could be
that you're
focusing
pulling
on.
up this bullshit that you do every 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, MJ, if you're watching, and I swore. I just really, really am sick of this being news, and I'm putting air quotes around that. News. This
Right.
ain't news. And
why do we care which state has 20%? First of all, it's not even like really that high. It's like 20% compared to 23%.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
it's not like there's 60% obesity in Alabama and 2% obesity in
Right.
Colorado. It's like literally 20.4% to 24.4.
Exactly.
It's literally not that much of a difference.
It's not even the range isn't even that different.
Right.
And also, we all know that
I'm like so mad. I can feel my brow
eyebrows
furrowed.
just
I'm just like
you're just like
I'm
knitting
just like,
them. You're like
I need my
her eye.
Botox. I need my Botox. Just
Where's my
relax
filler?
it. Relax it.
Yeah, but I would just say that it makes me mad because this is like we talked about this. We're not going to say who it is, but there was a very famous person who had a couple of famous people who released a video, and it was really devastating the way they were talking about obese people.
Oh yeah.
And we were just saying like it's we already know that the word obese carries so much weight to it, like but
Pun intended.
has so much like value in this society on making people feel like crap. And we were saying like shaming people really doesn't work.
Well, and like the thing is that medically, when I was 17 years old and I was 170 pounds, and I was like super fit, I was medically obese.
Yeah.
So
It's wrong. It's a broken system.
it is.
And we said overnight, this is something that you would find out in Fatitude, by the way. If you
Yeah,
come to
if
see
you
the
come
movie
and buy a
Fatitude
ticket.
overnight.
Guys, wait. First of all, let's just pause there. Just like
Okay,
a little
pausing.
segue.
Pause.
Pause. We only have 19 more tickets to sell. Please buy your ticket to come to the Fatitude screening, which is on Tuesday the 26th. And if you are not local in LA, it's okay. You can buy a ticket and give it to the girls at Penny Lane Centers.
Yes.
Now unpause.
Unpause, but we'll plug
We're gonna
that
come
some
back
more in a
again.
second. But I will say that in Fatitude, they talk about how overnight that line was moved from what they considered obese because they changed what the BMI was because industries wanted it to change because it
Like
benefits
health
them.
industries?
Yes, and food industries. So overnight, a whole group of people became fat, obese.
Yeah.
Excuse me, obese. So it's
I mean,
really
I
an
think that
issue.
like the height that I was and the age that I was technically morbidly obese, according to the BMI. I remember I cried a lot
Yeah,
about it
It's a lot of shame
because that word it does have like a
Yeah.
gravitas to it.
It does, and and nobody has ever like lost weight because of shame, as far as I can. tell.
Not one person.
Not who has stayed. You may have gotten thin
yeah.
because of shame, but you have never stayed thin,
Right.
and kept weight off because of shame.
Right.
As a matter of fact, you probably gained it back plus some, or you had a terrible eating disorder.
Yeah.
Like,
which
it's
is not
really
which is not
screwy.
funny. It's actually really, really sad.
It's awful. It's awful.
like it's never gonna get you. It's never gonna get anybody anywhere. And those two people who were talking were really like talking about how back in the day, make America great again. Back in the day, you could make fun of your neighbor who is fat. And how come we can't do that anymore?
yeah, so much fun that we're losing out on.
I know. I can't make fun
It
of
was
fat
really
people
bad.
anymore.
I mean, we talked about this too. It's going to the top of the chain. Like Donald Trump meets Kim Jong Un, and he says, "Make us take a picture where we look really good and thin."
we look handsome and nice and thin.
Make us
and
look
perfect.
nice, handsome, and thin. It's
And
kind of like-
perfect.
and
and
it's-
then the reporter then goes, and young.
Yeah, and then the translator says it, and you see the look on Kim Jong Un's face, and he's like,
he's like, oh, did you just say that?
It's just but so this is affecting all the way up. So when people are like, why do you bother with this? It's not a big deal. It's just like it makes me crazy. I'm like, no, it is affecting the world's political like communication.
Like the highest people, the most powerful people in the
this
world
hang
have the
up,
same issue.
Have this issue. We need to fucking start changing it. Makes
Sorry,
me mad.
MJ.
MJ should have turned off at the first swear.
When we
don't
just
have a
said
beeper.
happy birthday.
We don't have
just
a beeper.
Turn it off.
We said happy birthday, close.
And shut it down.
But again, this is why we want everyone to come see Fatitude. Listen, not just fatties, although it's going to be a fatty party.
I mean, it is going to be a fatty party.
Fat
You
baby
guys,
party.
I'm pretty sure that we have a really fun sponsor that I want to tell you about, but I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you about it next week.
Yeah. But we have a lot of things are coming in.
Things are coming in, really fun things.
Slink definitely is a sponsor. They sent us the bags. They're in for 2 minutes. Slink magazine. If
Oh,
you don't know,
and
go
Cam
follow them.
Shield is too. Those little things that you put on your computer to block spires from watching your camera on your computer.
Why? Who doesn't want that?
And it has a little slide so that when you want to use it, you can. And when you don't, lock it up.
Look at that.
It's brilliant.
We're going to have all kinds of stuff in there.
There's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But we want to get our guest out here because she has a crazy life
Yes.
story.
She does.
And we can't wait to talk about it. So we'll be
when
back.
we come back, we will be
Kumi.
back with our guest, Kumi.
Did you know that 67% of American women are size 14 and above?
You mean they look like this?
Yeah, girl.
So then where are we in television and film?
And where are we in fashion magazines and clothing stores?
Yeah.
So we want to help out entertainment and fashion and media.
Catch the F up.
Watch us on Plus This
Live
every Thursday
at 7 p.m.
on Senate TV.
Oh.
We're back!
Hi, we're back. Sorry. Let me turn off the sound on my phone.
Guys, we were trying to get
this
our
is like
Facebook-
there's a hot mess. I went to get my
We're, like,
phone. I had to
juggling
pull my
things.
underwear out of my
We're
butt.
like-
The whole thing, guys. It's like a real
Jarvis
issue.
isn't here, but we have
Kurt here,
Kurt
who
here.
has stepped
He's
in, just like jumping in
in.
on the fire, just like learning all the things.
Yes.
So
we
Kurt,
appreciate him so much.
Kurt doesn't know that Jarvis always says.
Back
10
in
seconds,
5.
20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and I'm like running in
because
the chair.
listening to it is not enough, apparently.
No, I got up to get my phone, botch.
No, I meant for me.
Oh.
That was not a judgy.
Oh, it felt a little judgy.
God, simmer.
It felt a little
Yo,
judgy.
I'm glad we're going to have somebody in between
Kathy's in between it. Not technically. I'm technically in between. But
that's
Kathy's
important.
like, it's not on Facebook.
I am. I'm freaking out because I want to chat with y'all on Facebook.
It is.
She's okay. Eva's
see
going
it.
to take care of that. I'm going to give her the thingy. Oh, she's going to give it to me.
I'm gonna
Fierce.
give it to her.
Our guest, Jennifer
Kumiyama.
Hi, Kumi. Friends call her Kumi.
Yeah, so we're going to call her Kumi
So now we're friends.
So we're
Yeah,
besties.
we're friends. I'm gonna
She
call
wore a sensible jewel tone, which I
did.
really enjoy.
Sensible jewel tone.
So I can see your
Probably the only
beautiful
sensible
face.
thing about me is the color of my top.
I mean, and you're like really wearing a lip.
Oh, I love lips. There was a time where I did not.
Really?
You would find me bare lipped on stage, and people were like, "Oh, look, there's that little girl with bare lips." Not the girl in the wheelchair; it was the girl with no lipstick.
That's
pretty much what happened.
But you have a banging earring on too.
Oh, you
I
always
know.
have to have
what?
it.
What did you call it?
This is. I call this look chola chic.
Chola chic.
Chola
Yes.
chic.
Yeah.
And
I don't
love
think
it.
I can rock. I don't think that would
Oh,
be
honey, yes, you
appropriate for me to
can.
rock a chola
No,
chic.
you can. You can.
Really?
Let me pick out your outfit.
Ooh,
Your-
okay,
yes.
and then I'll go hang
She
out
just
with you,
needs her
and
braids
I'll be like,
done.
"Look, she said I could be chola chic."
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because the meaner you look, the more nicer people are to you, and it's cool because they're like sorry, and you're like, oh, that's okay. They're like, oh, she's nice. We can talk to her.
You're like, "Oh, I thought she was gonna murder me."
God, I love it so much. So, what I also love is that you were totally famous in our green room.
Oh yeah, you totally
the
were.
lovely show that's before us on UBN, Colby Show. She was like, I know you. I saw you on TV.
I love
You're
her.
a singer.
Yeah,
And she
she's
gave you a
bomb
little.
dog.
she gave you a little
mystical-
reading.
Yeah, like in 2 seconds, she
Yes.
was like, "This is what your life is," and I was like, "Whoa!"
I love it. I love it. Well, I told you
Which she has never
I-
done for us. Just
yeah,
FYI.
It's not like she just
Yeah.
does that. She
No, she
has
doesn't.
never done that. So you're very
she read it.
special.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa."
She got you. She
Yeah.
got you.
Is that who's looking at my window at night? No, but I really believe she knows. She's spot on.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
I was a big fan of yours too. Me and my sister Marie went for, I think it was for Anne's birthday because it was in October, and we went to see Aladdin, and you were extraordinary, and I absolutely remember you. And I think I talked to my friend Jeff, who was a genie there.
Jeff Sumner.
Yes, I think, and he was like,
Hi,
"Oh,
Jeffy."
He was like, you guys have to hang out." And then like Jimmy Ryan and Rodney Toe all knew you, and Jolene, and I was like, "Oh my God, when are we gonna hang out?"
Yeah.
And I've literally been like chasing your tail.
Now we're hanging
for
out.
like 2 years.
Now we're best friends.
Now
We're gonna
it's
have
happening.
Chola Chic night.
Chola Chic night.
Can you tell us?
But
about
wait, I want to tell you
auditioning?
about first before we get into that. You are a multi-hyphenate.
Oh yes, she is.
We didn't even say all the things that she
No,
does.
tell them. Tell the
She's
people.
an actor, singer, writer, pageant queen.
Pageant queen.
Why didn't you wear your crown?
Girl, that was like 8 years ago. And
I was wearing that crown every day of my
after
life.
sleeping with it for a year. Talk to me.
Okay.
Where is the head?
Yeah, where's the crown? Okay, now we can go back because I just wanted to tell everybody how
Well,
amazingly.
tell her all the
I
things.
did.
You said all the things.
I did. Actor, singer, writer, pageant queen.
So we're busting into that.
Yes.
So the audition for Aladdin comes up, and you're like, "I'm doing it." How did that go down?
Well, remember when people used to actually go buy Backstage West?
Yes,
Like the hard
sure.
copy. And my friends and I were looking, the little musical theater friends, community theater in San Bernardino. And we all were like, let's go audition.
for our viewers at home,
In the
San
909.
Bernardino in the
Epic-
909.
epic eye roll that
Yes.
you must look
Wait,
at the
what's
video.
what's the new area code there?
951.
951. So then that's
951.
the other one that I'm like, when I was single, I was like, no. You got a
Nope.
951, you got a 909, you're out.
I know about you with that area code. Yeah, so we just went. We saw it and we went. And I remember going in a car with maybe 2 or 3 other friends and then meeting other friends there. And I got there and it was at Debbie Reynolds' studio.
Yes.
And the line was wrapped, like double, triple wrapped around the building. And I remember seeing like these beautiful, tall, tan, and hungry looking children all like ready to like sing for their life, right? And I was like, is it lunchtime yet? So I go in there, and of course I'm the only one in a wheelchair, which was the story of my life, you know. And I go in there and I sing, but I had to start over 3 times.
Because
you were nervous?
Oh my God, I thought my feet were gonna come out of my mouth. Like I was really nervous. I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
So she was like, the lady playing the piano, she was like, just sing it. And I was like, so I
You're
just
like,
sang
you're
it.
not helping.
I was like, fine,
Shame
I'll sing
doesn't
it.
work.
So I sang it. They were like, thank you. And I went to go drown my sorrows in some El Torito. And then when I got home, there was a message on my machine. So we want you to come back in a day and a half. And I was like, what? I was like, this isn't funny. Is this real life? So I went through 2 rounds of auditions and I hashtag booked and blessed. Like that was the beginning of my life as like, you know, the real deal.
That's what. Listen, it's a good gig. That's like
It's a sweet
it's
gig.
in LA. It's the
Yeah.
equivalent to the Broadway show government job. It's like you work at Disney. Like you're
That's
in.
like, you're like,
it's
that's like
family.
a regular, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and you did it for 13
13
years.
And what part did you play?
I was just ensemble.
Oh,
Just-
So was Bette Midler in her day. My time is coming. I feel
Listen,
it.
I'm telling you,
But I
you
love
were
that
not
they-
just anything because
goodness.
was like this queen, and you had like a solo line.
No, not in Aladdin.
Oh, I thought
but
you did.
No, maybe. Well,
Maybe you just were singing
Maybe
loud?
sometimes I put my solo lines in there.
Maybe you did. Maybe you were a little louder than everybody
Where
else.
there's not work for you, you create your own.
I know that game, girl.
Yes, honey.
I played that game.
If they're not looking, make them look. So
What
it was really fun.
What were you gonna say, Eva? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I was just in the moment. I don't know.
Oh, she was in the moment.
I don't
like
know.
being in the moment.
I was just like,
That must have been hard leaving though after 13 years.
It was really hard. It was like graduating from high school. Like it, all of a sudden it's over, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, "Holy poop! I don't have a job.
yeah.
I don't have a job." Number one. Number two, I'm not singing anymore. Like it kind of threw me for a loop. I went through this identity crisis. Like after the
Sure.
first like month or 2, I was like, "Who am I?"
You're like, do I sing anymore?
Yeah, like
Am I,
you know,
do I want to sing?
do I want to sing? Can I still sing? Like,
Can you?
yes, I can. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
So, this Undercover Boss episode happens. Now, it is my favorite thing because Idina Menzel was the boss of you, which
It
is
was
just
so
rando.
crazy. It was so rando.
Please go through you meeting up with her because, guys, you have to go watch it. You can totally download it. It's totally streamable. That's how I watched it. It is amazing.
It's actually really hilarious. My sister hates when I tell this story because my sister, I'm in my ripe old age. I've become, you know how with your parents there's kind of that point where you have like the roles switch and they become like the child somewhat. I feel like I'm the oldest of 6 and I feel like that with me and my sister has totally like happened. Like she's now the older sister and I'm like the whatever. So I told her, I was like, hey, after this rehearsal we gotta go shoot this TV show. And she was like, what TV show? I was like, I don't know. They won't tell me. What network? I don't know, but it's a feel-good story and people need feel-good stories now, so let's go. And she was like, you don't know anything? I was like, no, but it's at the old hospital where I got treatment. And she was like, what if they do that? My sis, and bless her heart, she's always looking out for me. She was like, well, what if they like exploit you? I was like, what are they gonna do? Like,
You're like, how exactly can they exploit
I know,
me?
and I was
wanna
like,
know.
Are they going to do that outside LA Children's? Really?
I know. I told her, I was like, girl, they give me a paycheck. I got bills to pay. Let's go. So we go there, and I have no idea what's going on. They're like, you're going to sing for the babies. And I was like, I love singing for the babies. Yes, let's sing for the babies. And so I go there, and they're like, okay, so the producer flipped the script. He's going to have you kind of mentor someone who's older who wants to be a singer. And I was like,
You're like,
I'm not,
what?
but am I even a singer
What kind
anymore?
of
I was
old
like,
person needs to be like really?
But
I'm
you were
not
going through
You're like, I'm
changes.
feeling like I'm not
Yeah.
really a mentor
I was going
type.
through changes. No, I was like,
You're like, am I old enough to be a mentor?
I'm
Shirley?
not in the biz yet. Like you know, you're not,
yeah,
when you're
yeah.
not like neck deep in it, you kind of feel like a little disconnection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And that's how I felt. And I was like, but they were like, we'll give you a paycheck. And I was like, I'll take it.
You're like, yes,
I'll take
yes.
it.
And
I
where
got-
do I
I
sign?
got
Where do
bills
I
to
sign for
pay.
the
You're
paycheck?
like, here's my list of
I was
things
like,
to do.
Here's my writer.
I was like, you can pay me by Venmo. I got Venmo. You got Venmo. Let's go. So then we go there and we end up waiting for 2.5 hours. I was like, where is this woman? And like, where is this woman? So like, okay, you guys go in the car and you're gonna drive around. You're gonna meet who you're gonna mentor. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So me and my sister were having fun, and my sister's really low key mad at me, and I'm like, yes, this is great. We're gonna get paid. We're gonna get $500. We're gonna go to Forever 21 or whatever. And so I pull around and I look over and I was like, it's like that record scratch, like,
Yeah.
and I was like, Idina Menzel in a really horrible orange wig.
I love that you knew.
Does she have
Like
fake
she's
cheeks?
But here's the thing: she's a theater person. Like dressing up as other people is
Yes,
your career.
bless her heart. And I know
of
she probably
course,
felt-
we like
Yeah.
you were green in the show. Like we know you. We know what you look like.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just so funny. Keep going.
It was funny. So I get out of the car.
For theater people who know her.
Yeah, yes,
and
yes.
yeah. Anyone who really likes theater knows that face and that
Yes.
voice are very recognizable.
Right, they're distinct.
Yes, very distinct. And she's beautiful. Even in that dang costume, she was beautiful.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, we're playing a game. You're dressing up. I'm not supposed to know who you are. Rolling with that. So we get there, and the whole time I'm like, I told my sister, I was
Wait,
like,
so then did you know that you were like, oh, this is Undercover Boss?
no, I didn't know it was Undercover
You
Boss.
literally had
I
no
was like,
idea.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You're like, but I know this is Idina Menzel, and I'm
I
not
know.
supposed to know who that
I
it
know.
is. Or-
And we go in the room, and my sister and I both mic'd, and I'm like trying to lip to her. That's Idina Menzel. And she was like, what? That's Idina Menzel. And finally I text her. I was like, Booch, it's Idina Menzel. And she's like, no, it's not. And I was like, I bet you 50 wings from Wingstop. And she goes, fine, because you don't play with food. You're gonna be really wrong. And I was like, try that on for size. It was her.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, and so we went out there. I sang, and then in my ear, the producers all asked her to sing, and I was like, "Oh God, I can't hold it in anymore." But I was like, "But she told me she had anxiety. I can't ask her to sing. That's rude." And then of course the babies want to hear "Let It Go," and I was like, And then she started singing, and I couldn't hold it in anymore.
You were beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful
awesome.
moment. You
I
just
didn't-
boohoo like a sweet woman that you are.
I
And it
couldn't
was
hold
so
it in. She's so
great.
awesome, you know.
Yeah.
And I was
and I
like-
loved your conversation. Go watch it, guys. It's amazing. But more importantly, that led to you singing on a Broadway stage.
It was amazing.
What theater you were in?
I was in the Minskoff.
Oh, the Minskoff.
Just the Minskoff
Yes.
Theater.
Lion King's there now?
Yes.
Yes,
and that
they're
stage is
always good
beautiful.
hosts.
The
Yeah.
stage is beautiful.
They're good hosts.
I sang with Adina for the Easter Bonnet, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS competition. Fundraiser.
For you guys who don't know,
She's talking to me.
Eva
I
and
feel
said
very
company.
I feel very
Sorry.
fish out of water in all of this conversation because I'm like,
Sorry, Eva. We'll
I
explain.
believed you.
We'll explain. We'll explain. So Easter Bonnet started with people just in Schubert Alley, like taking random scraps of things like paper plates and like tissues and stuff and making crazy hats and just like walking down Schubert Alley. So now it's exploded that every single Broadway show makes these insane bonnets.
They're
and they
beautiful.
raise all of this
Yeah.
money for Broadway Cares, and they put on little sketches like a sketch show, and you got to sing with Adina.
Yeah, and
it's
Stephen
beautiful.
Aramis played for us, and I was like fangirling the whole time.
Stephen Aramis is the conductor of the Frozen the movie, and then he now is doing it on Broadway. But he did it on. He was also in Wicked. He was a conductor at Wicked too.
Yeah.
So these are
I
good
don't know.
friends.
Like that's the one thing. Like you must be so talented because I feel like when I am overcome with emotion, I cannot sing. I'm like, I cannot push through it. So
I have 4 brothers, and they always make fun of me. And every time, my parents are always the ones, you'll do great, no matter what. Even if I mess up, my mom and dad would still love me, right? My brothers are like, don't you embarrass me. Don't embarrass me. And I'm like, okay, guys, I got this. And they're big, like, Pacific Islander boys. I got this. I'm good. I'm not going to embarrass you. So,
Yeah, for Good's an emotional song.
It really
it's hard
is.
not to boohoo during that.
no, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like just like even like singing with someone like her and feeling like I would just be so overwhelmed, like overcome by emotion that I wouldn't be able to do it. I
she's
would
so
just-
legit. I don't know. I just didn't want to mess up. I was like, you can't
You're a
embarrass
pro.
Adina.
You're a pro,
Don't
and you did it
embarrass-
twice.
No, you
'cause
are
they're two
a
shows.
pro.
Oh,
Right?
I only did one show.
Oh,
yeah.
you only
But
got
it
to
was
do one.
fun.
That's good.
It was fun.
And you were in New York, and they took you to New York.
I love New York. New York is my boyfriend.
Okay.
I'm so in love with it.
Are you're now? Did you feel at home in that theater space?
I do.
Were you literally like, oh, this is my future, like creating
Yes.
something and doing that?
Yeah.
Because you're writing.
you're
a
writing a
show.
music-
Yeah,
Musical, right?
I'm writing. I've never written anything in my life. About just a little over 3 years ago, a dear friend of mine named Kaylin Sakima. He would want me to drop his last name. so
Drop
everyone
it.
knows
Oh,
me.
drop
Kaylin
it.
Sakima. We're writing a musical. We're writing the book to a musical, and it's really hard.
No,
First of all, being an
of course it is.
uneducated like writer of anything is difficult. So there's like the time consuming part of like what makes a musical. Like there's the opening number where you learn a little bit about everybody and like the gist of the story, and then you have like the climax number, and then the whole resolution at the end. So it's like, is this gonna make sense? Are people gonna like this? Like so yeah, it's coming up. We're gonna start looking for people to help with music and stuff, so it's gonna be awesome.
Now, what kind of music do you imagine? Is it like contemporary musical theater music?
We would hope for it to be contemporary, but right now our minds are open. Our minds are open to anything, actually, because we just want it to resonate with everyone. So
and to win a Tony.
and to win a Tony.
And to have you be in it.
Yeah.
Goals.
Obviously, you're writing this
hashtag
for
goals.
yourself.
Yeah.
Now, so do you need songwriters?
We're shopping around. We're making friends
Nice.
with people.
You hear that, people?
Shopping
Hi, Lin-Manuel.
around.
Hi, Lin-Manuel. Do you need a new
Lynn.
project?
Lynn, as a matter, I was just Abuela Lynn. I know they told me not to look in the camera, Lynn. Hashtag Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's perfect timing because we need to take a quick little break.
Yes.
But when we come back, we're going to talk about your pageant life
Oh my God, we're
because
gonna
you
do
give
it
us
all.
everything.
sure.
We'll be back with Kumi. Plus this.
Promotional consideration brought to you by Melissa Massey. Custom clothing isn't exclusively for the rich and famous. Melissa Massey is custom-made clothing for everyday wear. A unique combination of custom tailoring and deluxe fabrics that is well made and fit for every size and frame. Made in LA, sold in LA, and online at melissamassey.com. It's not the natural beauty products in your life, but the life in your natural beauty products. Linda Kammen's Aromatherapy Salon, lindacammons.com, for happier, healthier living. Promotional consideration provided by Scrubs Body, a woman-owned business with scrubs so natural they're good for your public parts and your private parts. Scrubsbody.com.
Plus this. We're ready this time.
We're ready.
We're not
We're
clowning.
on it. Kurt is on it. We've all got it down.
So you decided to be in a beauty pageant.
I did. Actually, it's not a beauty pageant,
Oh,
even
tell
though
us.
I'm not beautiful. Well, I am beautiful.
Stop.
I'm super cute. I'm
Okay.
super beautiful.
Yes, you
But
are.
I'm also smart.
That's
So,
and talented.
at first,
and all the things.
I thought, I was like, oh, I'm going to go be a beauty queen. And they're like, this isn't a beauty pageant. And I was like, ooh. I was like, okay. So it's an advocacy-based pageant for women in wheelchairs 21 and older.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I mean older, I mean like older. We've got some, some of our older sisters out there like in their 60s and still competing and stuff like that. So it's really great. So that you are judged, which sounds horrible.
we were
We were
judges
judges.
on a.
You
On a
were?
yes,
On a
for
pageant, so.
Miss California United States.
Ooh.
So we
We-
judged that.
We know what the judging
I love being
requires.
judged.
It was really hard to do.
It's hard.
Actually, it's not easy
No.
to like look at someone's body and they didn't have a talent portion.
No, they didn't. But you had to do it so fast, Kumi, that I got into a little kerfuffle with someone because I was like,
Kathy went Delco.
Did you
I
need
was
time to
like,
think?
this is going to take time. I was really
I
upset
know,
with
but,
them.
like it wasn't like they had like some like amazing,
System
in place. Like we were kind of like. They were like, just make a random choice, and I'm like, don't you want
That's
this to be
not
real?
what these
Where's
girls
your
work for,
I-
random
I am-
choices.
I
Where's
am-
your integrity?
yeah.
judging. I'm taking this judging thing very
But
seriously.
it's hilarious
Yes.
because we didn't have a light for our lap deck. Like we had
Yeah.
lap things, but no light. So we were doing it in the dark, but with our phones, like trying. So it was deep.
It was
Anyway,
a lot. It was a
my
lot.
point
Anyway,
is that
They
we
need to add
know-
those things in their
we
budget.
know that it's
Yes.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
How long do you think you prepared?
Probably maybe 2 or 3 months before.
Okay.
And the thing about me is that I'm such a tomboy that when you think pageant, you're like, oh, prim and proper. So it was really hard. First, it was hard to like clean up the language. And then they're
I know
like, there's
nothing
no,
about that.
not only is it not a beauty pageant, there's no talent portion. I was like, I'm out.
There wasn't a
No,
talent
oh,
portion.
no. So I had to be
You're like,
creative.
because if I'm singing, I'm wet out.
I mean,
I was-
obviously.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I thought that's what was going to happen, but it didn't.
Oh.
So I competed once, and I won first runner up, which was totally okay. I think it was a good learning experience
for your first pageant.
for my first pageant. I got
Yeah.
first runner
Girl.
up. Yeah, and then I was like, honey, I'm coming back because Mama's bringing home the bacon.
Yeah.
And then you won.
So I prepared. Yeah, and it was a bigger competition.
Did you get like a pageant coach and everything?
Well, I just listened to the girl who won my first year. We became really close. Her name's Allison, and she was Miss Wheelchair California 2009. We became really close, and she's like, this is how you have to do this and this and this, and go to these events and make sure you get photos. And she was very, very helpful in
mentoring.
forming me, shaping me into the beauty queen that I was.
And so, what is your title?
Miss Wheelchair California 2010 and Miss Wheelchair America First Runner Up 2011.
Wow.
I will say that I was surprised that still with an advocacy driven pageant that you were like one of the few like bigger girls.
Yeah.
It's still very thin.
Yeah, it's really thin. Yeah, and I feel you on that.
And
I
pageants
look
in
at
general are.
yeah, I feel like it's not a beauty pageant, but it looks like it is. So I mean, I felt that too. So, but I wasn't in the judges' room. I couldn't be like, pick me, booch.
But really, honestly, I felt like because did you have to do like an interview portion with?
Oh
the,
yeah,
with the
we had
judges?
to do interview portions
because I
for like
felt-
3 days in a row.
Oh wow! Because I felt like I know who I'm voting for already based on
Just in the first
the
interview.
first interview. I
Yeah.
can tell like, you're really nervous or you're really uncomfortable or you don't know how to talk to a person or you don't know how to follow instructions. So I don't like that. I'm very much about people who can follow instructions.
People who follow rules.
I do. I'm like, there are rules and you don't know how to follow them. And I'm giving you a 3 instead of a 7.
Wow, that's way harsh, Ty.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
That's just something that I liked the girls who followed the instructions.
Yeah, who doesn't? That's what
Kathy's
pageants are
like,
about.
whatever, rule breaker, 10.
That's
Yep.
not true. I do, but I definitely like rapport was one of the things that I really enjoyed. Like if someone felt like they could go there and weren't so prepared,
Right.
Like some of them were just so crazy prepared that I did not give the crazy prepared ones high scores.
No, it
if
felt
they felt like
very
they were
prepared.
talking at you
Yeah.
instead of to you.
Yeah.
But of course you won and
Yeah.
duh,
It
like
was-
of course you did.
Because you're just like
You're the
sparkle
most
it was so
charismatic
hard.
person
One of the
ever.
people that I was competing against was this woman who was paralyzed from the neck down, and I looked her up. I look everyone up online that I compete against.
Yeah,
you
you
do your
should. You got to
homework.
do your homework.
She was arrested for what's it called, civil
Disobedience.
disobedience, and I was like, dude, that's thuggish, ruggish. I want to be like that, and I thought for sure.
I'm just curious, like, how do you do that?
I don't
as a
know.
Well, no,
paraplegic?
I'm
just like,
listen.
this
I don't
girl
know.
is killing
She-
it. She's just
yeah.
mad.
This
and
is-
she
I
just
wa-
did it with her face.
No,
Yeah.
I want to tell
She was-
you.
yeah.
No, I wanted to tell you. We wanted to talk to you about this because this has just come up. It's a perfect segue that the Department of Justice is like, nope, pre-existing conditions. Sorry about it. We're not going to enforce that. And I think of all those people in wheelchairs who put their bodies down at the state capitol to try to save Obamacare over and over. And I wanted to know, like, does that affect you? Like, I mean, does
really does-
these
it really does affect
decisions
me.
really affect
yeah.
you?
Yeah. Well, I am a person with a pre-existing condition. I was born this way with arthrogryposis. The thing about disability is I don't think people realize that in life, as you age, disability is inevitable. Just because you weren't born this way doesn't mean that an accident may or may not happen to you, or
Right.
that we all age. We all get older, and it could be anything as minor of a change as walking with a cane, or maybe losing your hearing, or your vision's going, or you can't walk up steps anymore. Like, disability is inevitable, and people with disabilities are the largest population in our, not only in our nation, in our world. Like, and that goes for people with disabilities that you can see and that you can't see.
Right.
So it just breaks my heart. These people are I first of all, Cheeto has no idea what he's doing. And
By Cheeto, she means the president. Of
I
the United
can't
States.
even. Somebody asked me, what do you think about your president? I was like, I love Barack Obama. They're like, he's not president. He's my president. I just don't, he doesn't get it.
I don't think he even sees us.
No.
No.
Like, he wouldn't
No.
see any of us
No.
in this room. He doesn't
No.
see
No,
us.
he'd be like, this thing is floating. How is it floating? I don't know.
No, he doesn't.
Because there's a fat person in front of me. I can't see them.
Yeah. And which sucks too, because people like myself depend on their health care to provide, to people, give them medicine at night, get them up and get them ready for work. Like, how do we expect the disability community to live their most independent life when you're stripping them of things
That they need.
that are like
that they need.
basic human needs,
Yeah.
like getting up and getting showered, taking your medicine, being fed, living happy in a home. Like, these are all things that insurance covers for people with pre-existing conditions and other conditions as well. So I don't understand why it's always these types of cuts that happen first.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's despicable.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, but I grew up with both my parents are deaf. And so, like, a lot of deaf people don't see themselves as disabled, which is so interesting to me. But then they benefit from the Disability Act. So then, but they always like vote against their better judge, but what's going to like really actually help them and serve them. Like, I'm pretty sure that like 70% of deaf people are more devoted for Trump, who is now like cutting all of their benefits. Like, I'm just like, why? I don't understand the
Psychology,
psychology of that.
Nobody
Yeah.
does. I still feel like we're in a nightmare. I'm
No, we
waiting
are.
for us to wake up.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you about your show where
Plug
we
it.
can hear we
where
want to
can
hear
see
you sing at the Federal is what I'm trying to
Yes, tell us
spit out.
about your show on June 28th.
Thank you.
Speaking of Cheeto, there's this group of artists that formed together. It's called Artists Rise Up LA. And we're
love them
doing a
already.
fundraiser show at the Federal Bar on June 28th. And it's just a group of people who use their talents to raise money for things that are being cut, like arts in our schools and arts for our children. So that's what we're going to be raising money for, and it's going to be great.
And you're singing?
I'm singing.
What
Do
are
you
you
know
gonna
your
sing?
songs yet?
Yes, I'm singing I'd Rather Be Me from
Yes.
Mean Girls.
Oh.
Because I'm a mean girl.
The new Broadway
Oh my God, I
show,
loved it.
Mean Girls.
I loved it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I haven't
So-
seen it. I haven't seen
Pretty
any of
awesome.
the Broadway shows.
We got to get her to New
We
York.
gotta.
because no
We gotta
one's
get
taken
her.
me to New York. Looking at you, Peter.
Ooh, Peter.
Peter.
Take her
Tickets-
to New York.
Tickets
But
go on sale all the
Peter
time. They
wants
go, the
to
flights
take
are
me to
cheaper.
Greece first. It's like Greece, then
You have to hit
So-
New York on the way.
no, you don't.
Like, do a
You
puddle
just
jump.
Just fly right on over.
No, just straight to Greece.
Just straight to Greece. I want to.
New York is bomb,
I want to
though.
be on the beach, just getting this white body a little bit sunburned to tan.
Just a little crispy on the
It's a little
outside.
crispy. Just a little bit.
Is there anything else you want us to keep our eyes out when it comes to you?
I think we're just working on the show right now. We're waiting to get feel a little bit more secure about the book and start plugging in different aspects of it, like music, and we'll just
We'll keep our ears
Yeah.
out.
That's
for
amazing.
that.
So,
Yeah.
Jennifer, I'm
Yes,
gonna call
darling.
you Jennifer.
How professional.
Tell people how they can find you and follow you and know what's going on in your life.
You can follow me on Twitter and the Instagram, because I heard that the young kids do Instagram. They don't do Facebook, because
Yeah, they
apparently
don't.
Facebook's
Yeah,
for old
the
people.
youngins.
Yeah.
At Kumi Rocks, Kumi
And she does,
Rocks.
obviously.
I try.
Nice.
And then on Facebook, you can follow on my Miss Wheelchair California 2010 page.
Oh, I have to plug that page. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I have to look for
Yeah.
that. And
And then wait, on Twitter, your Twitter and Instagram, your Kumi Rocks.
Yes, and then sometimes I participate in Snapchats a little bit. And it's
Okay.
Kumi Rocks Your Socks.
Nice. Snapchat is a little bit of like
It's
an
a commitment.
investment. It is. Yeah, it's a commitment. You got to like really keep your followers engaged.
Yeah.
Really, I think that my Snapchat should be called Snapcat because that's basically all I snap.
Are you a
is my
cat person? I have 2 cats.
That's all I snap is my cat.
And if I come home with another, I'm out in the street.
oh,
That's
I mean,
was that the
Yeah.
law?
our cat just swooped on in and was like, "I live here.
I love animals.
Thank you. I live here now." And we were like, "Okay." She's very demanding. She's very vocal.
What's her name?
Her name is Monkey, and she is very talkative.
She
And a lot of the
very
Snapchats,
mowy.
I'll go like, "What?" and she'll go meow, and then I'll go, "What?" and she'll go.
Oh my God.
She's the best, crazy cat. But that's what my Snapchat is. Should
I
be
love
Snapcat.
cats. Yeah, I'm definitely going to follow you.
Do you have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel where people can hear you sing?
I
all
don't have a
your
YouTube
things?
channel, but
Remedy
I
that,
know.
remedy
I
that,
know,
remedy
y'all.
that.
I know. I'm
Let
a
the
busy
people
girl.
know.
Oh, and next time you're gonna come to our big girl karaoke.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and I'm
Oh.
also going to come to what is it? Fatitude.
You're gonna
Yes.
come to Fatitude.
Yeah,
Do you
I
hear
wanna come
that,
to
guys?
Fatitude.
You can meet Kumi.
Kumi is coming
I'm
to
coming
Fatitude.
Coming to
to
Fatitude.
Fatitude.
June
She's gonna
26th.
buy
With my
her ticket.
attitude.
She's gonna come,
Yes.
and you guys
Bring
can say hello.
Jolene.
Yes.
I'm going to JoJo.
Jojo.
Get that baby. Let's go.
Get that
We're going.
baby. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yes.
It's family friendly.
Bring all your
Yes.
Finn friends. Guys, we only have 19 tickets left to sell to make this party go on. So
Yes.
please buy your tickets.
If you're following us anywhere, we've been plugging it like
On
bananas.
anywhere, yeah, we-
You'll get
on-
it's
so
on
on all of this.
tug.com. .org? Don't ask.
I don't know.
Go to
Don't
us.
ask. Just
Plus
go
the
to
show.
our plus
Plus
the
the
show.
show.com.
It's on
It's
there.
right there. Click on the picture.
If you're only friends with one of us, we've both shared it.
Next week we have Megan. Say your last name.
Wait, where is it?
Megan-
Kimberling.
Kimberling. I always want to say Kinderling with
No,
a D.
Kimberling.
I'm
Kimberling.
a weirdo.
I was like, what
I
is
get
it?
weird.
You guys, she is
I
like
have
an
a phobia.
editorial, like high fashion model,
Amazing
and a
Instagram
creative.
account.
she does. Megan Kimberling is
Yes.
hers, which is
We
she
repost
always talks about
her.
how like I'm so boring. It's just Megan Kimberling, but I'm like I'm just Eva Tingley. So
And also, you're not boring because your
You're
pictures
amazing.
are ridiculous.
Her pictures are
We're
ridiculous.
gonna have her spicy ass here, and maybe
Yeah.
she'll be there.
Oh,
maybe
she
she'll
might.
be there.
we're like It's going to be fierce. We have a really good panel. We're like collecting a really good panel. It's happening.
Yeah,
guys. It's
we'll
happening.
see it.
It's
We'll
amazing.
announce it next week for sure. But we love you, Kumi. Thank you.
Yes,
Love you
thank you
guys.
for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank you for being
Thank
your true
you.
love.
And we're going to be back next week,
Next week,
guys. We
same
love
time,
you.
same place.
Plus, us like,
Plus
subscribe,
this.
and share.
Like, subscribe, and share. Plus
Bye.
this. Bye. Plus this.